is Ed Fox. I'm the project coordinator for this wonderful project. And I've been asked to not speak for a half hour about a project that we all hold deep to our hearts. It's important to remember that we're building and rebuilding a home. It's not a building, it's a special place. And last year, July 29th, we established a mission statement and several goals that we would do. We have to make sure that whatever we build, that it says that we are welcoming and warm from the very front door as we walk into the space, that it's an embracing space. And we embrace people through lighting and seating and security issues and decorations. That we make sure that one of our values is that it's a home and supportive of family and community. The next thing that we want to do in our goals is that where a church is a beacon of energy, that it's active and energetic, that it holds us to profess our beliefs, that it's sustainable. That we try to make sure that what we do is protecting the environment, and it's a commitment to minimize waste. And most importantly, because we're talking about money here, it has to be fiscally responsible. We're looking not for flash, we're looking for the best materials that we can get to get us through for the long term, and we're choosing value, and that's what we've done. On the East Terrace, and you see a picture up there about what it could be. We're currently budgeting for and designing removing our existing patio that we have in the back and some other walkway issues because they've settled beyond repair. We're going to be building something wonderful and new and bright and exciting. We're going to be having our patio on the ground instead of at the top of the building. That's going to be less expensive to build, and it's going to be in communion with nature. We're going to be rebuilding some concrete paths. We're going to be relocating some sculptures to make it more artful and inspiring on the east side of our community church building. And the main thing that you can see in the photograph there is the beautiful stairs. It's 21 feet wide. That's as wide as the patio and the stairs were before. And it's a beautiful place to take photographs, to have ceremonies. It's just welcoming pathway in the back of our. The last part is the sanctuary. And here's a beautiful rendering that that our architects put together, and it's been colorized by the task force. Remember, we're turning and reorienting the chancel area, and we're also expanding it. We're keeping the seats roughly about the same as they were before, around 300 or so. But it's the sanctuary chancel is going to be lower and larger so that the choir and the people speaking at the lectern and our director of music ministry, also our director of lifetime faith and engagement with the children for all ages, everyone can be together on the same stage so that everyone can see them. We're going to be closer to the chancel area as opposed to what we were before, linearly distant that we had. We're going to be having a wonderful ceiling that's 2/3 wood paneling and excellent soundproofing above. That's a detail that we talked about before when we had our presentation just on July 29th last year. We have to put in a new fire sprinkler system. As you heard, that one didn't go so well before, and also upgraded fiberglass insulation. We're going to have all new performance, audio, video, and lighting systems. Remember, those were part of our core values. We expect no less than to make ourselves feel comfortable and make visitors feel comfortable in our new space. The sanctuary lighting system, as you see above, we're going to be refurbishing the lighting system with those hanging, I don't call them chandeliers because chandeliers have to have candles. They're pendant lights because they're hanging down. You can see a video screen behind the piano there. Behind that video screen, which is going to do some of the things that we've been seeing today with our Zoom, sharing all sorts of music and presentations and things like that. We have some special backstage dedicated closets. Those are closets for the worship committee, the flower ministry, having all the stoles for the choir, a special place for the handbells, also the special place for the AV equipment. All these wonderful things, we have enough room to store them to make sure that they're taken care of. We're going to be improving the heating, ventilation, air conditioning system along the walls of the church so that we won't feel different parts will be too hot and too cool. We've been working with our engineers on that. You can see on the left-hand side, there's going to be a new emergency exit door and a walkway to the front driveway loop. We started doing that, remember, 2 years ago with increased security areas. Our bench seating is going to be extended along the north wall. That's the old front of the church and then the wall on the windows. We're going to have new floor carpeting because, quite honestly, the carpets were old and the carpets are worse here than anywhere you can imagine. 3 last things. It's very important that the people that have given so much to our church and that have been interred in the front of our church in the west side are going to be dug up, respectfully held appropriately, and then reinterred back into spaces after all the construction is done. And all the landscaping is going to be replaced. In addition, we're going to be having a new dwarf conifer garden on the west wall with a special memorial tree. And that's going to be done separately by the Arboretum Committee. And the last most important thing is that whatever we do, we're designing it so that's completely adaptable for future upgrades and technologies. So we won't be having to do this again that much in 2070. We think it's going to cost about $900,000. And how do we know that? Because we've been working, the renovator team has been working with our architect, Regan Young and Rybert Associates and Roy Ruby, with also our engineers, structural engineers, mechanical and heating, ventilation, and air conditioning engineers. And that's PMH engineers out of Morristown. And we also know this because the Board of Trustees has hired one of the best and one of the largest, and thankfully one of the most convenient people, general contractors and cost estimators to work with. That's Grace Construction out of Morristown, New Jersey. And they helped us. They built many churches and lots of other buildings. And they come up with these numbers. So the numbers, just to highlight them, the basement vestibule, the security area is about $5,000. The east terrace, mostly because of the demolition that we're talking about in the back, where the back patio is, and building a wonderful new stairs and walkway that's going to be made out of some steel and also some Trex, which is recycled lumber. That's going to cost about $90,000. The different parts of the sanctuary and commons that involve all the different flooring and insulation, electrical, that's about $250,000. The audiovisual, we've gone over this and found some great consultants that have put this together. That's about $140,000. And that's going to be for the music and the different programs that we have in terms of microphones, in terms of speakers, in terms of assisted hearing for people with hearing issues and things like that. Fire protection is a sprinkler system. The heating, ventilation, air conditioning is what that is. The lighting of the church includes the performance lighting for the chancel area, and also the general purpose lighting is about $52,000. So altogether, what's called some people call the hard cost is $630,000 that we estimate. But that's not all. We have to hire architects and engineers to put together construction documents, plans and specifications to be able to get the subcontractors and the contractors to work that out. And there's also permits and other administrative costs. We estimate that's about $250,000. So when you add it all up, that's the number that we get at the bottom. So we think we can do it for $90,000. And I should mention there's 20% of the hard cost includes contingencies in case something goes wrong. It is better to budget for something to go wrong and know ahead of time than to put the money back into something else or to give it back than it is to under budget, and when you have a problem, come back and ask for more. So that we've tried to done the best that we can do conservatively,